Open up your ears. Hear me loud and clear. This is a must-win game for the Indiana Fever and a must-win game for Stephanie White. She was on thin ice before the Washington Mystics game. She's damn near standing in a puddle of water at this point. It is getting bad, and if you lose to the Seattle Storm today, sound the alarm, because all hell is going to break loose. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
Now the locker room door slammed, but the silence following it was even louder. Stephanie White is no longer just on thin ice. She is standing in a rising puddle of water, as her coaching tenure begins to evaporate in real time. It wasn't just a loss to the Mystics that triggered this collapse. It was the realization that the internal structure of the Indiana Fever is rotting from the head down. Kelsey Mitchell's recent performance didn't just frustrate the fans. It completely exposed the fact that White has lost control of her veterans and is actively sabotaging the return of the most important player in franchise history.
For the Indiana Fever. Make no mistake about this thing. Make no mistake about it. This is a must-win game. Okay, you cannot lose to the Seattle Storm, who won't even have Dominique Malonga in this game, their leading scorer and leading rebounder and leader in blocks. Okay, Dominique Malonga's averaging 16.7 rebounds and 2 blocks a game. She's not even there. Okay, so you can't lose to this team. Their highest, their first round pick that they took with our fam is not even playing with the team right now. So you cannot afford to lose.
The situation has reached a boiling point where every single game feels like a final exam that the coaching staff is destined to fail. If they can't find a way to beat the Seattle Storm, especially with the roster advantages they currently hold, all hell is going to break loose in Indianapolis. We are watching a slow-motion car crash where the person behind the wheel refuses to acknowledge the road signs. Stephanie White was supposed to be the steady hand that guided this young roster, but instead she's become the primary obstacle standing in the way of a generational talent's development and the team's overall success, getting sued from everybody.
Getting souffled from everybody. Your antics and what you did, the way you treated Caitlin Clark in that post game, last game was disgusting, and I'm glad people have aired you out about it because it's disrespectful and unfair to Caitlin Clark. Okay, and the one thing that I'm gonna get to the 5 keys, but Stephanie White deserves to be under the fire she's under right now, but it does not, the buck doesn't stop there. It does not need to stop with Stephanie White. Amber Cook's ass needs to be on the grill. Kelly Crosskoff needs to be on the grill, getting cooked up as well. It is as simple.
Kelsey Mitchell's play has become a lightning rod for criticism, and for good reason, as her style of play is exposing the massive holes in White's leadership. When you have a veteran leader who is essentially out there hunting her own shots while ignoring the best playmaker in the world, that is a direct reflection of the coach's lack of authority. Kelsey Mitchell has gone 2 straight games without recording a single assist or a single rebound. That is an embarrassing and unacceptable stat line for a professional guard. And it proves that the team's current system is nothing more than a free-for-all that leaves Caitlin Clark out in the cold.
Something besides jack up a bunch of shots today. We know you can score, bro. It's been 2 straight games where you have not recorded an assist or a rebound. That is disgusting. That is embarrassing. It is unacceptable for you to not do anything but jack up shots. I'm telling you that right now. It's unacceptable for you to just run around and jack up shots and think that's it. I'm sorry. That's not gonna. That's not enough. That's not good enough. We cannot accept that from you. You need to do more. You need to do more than run around jacking up shots.
This isn't just about missed shots. It's about a fundamental lack of basketball IQ that is being allowed to flourish under Stephanie White's watch. By allowing Mitchell to jack up shots without any accountability for her lack of playmaking, White has essentially given her players a license to be selfish. This is exactly how you ruin a return season for a star like Caitlin Clark, who thrives on ball movement and transition play. The equal opportunity offense that White keeps preaching has turned out to be a complete sham that rewards individual stats over winning basketball. And the fans are starting to see right through the excuses.
Is Caitlin Clark going rogue? Go rogue again like you did in that fourth quarter. I don't give a damn if you're missing the shots. Play your game, be aggressive, shoot your shots, shoot your logo threes, throw your full court passes. Do you, Caitlin? You the reason all these people are here. You the reason everybody's getting paid. We call you the reason for a reason. It's like Allen Iverson was the answer. Caitlin Clark is the reason. She's the reason for all of this. Go rogue. To hell with Stephanie White. To hell with them running the offense with this fake hub with Aaliyah Boston, but she won't even be.
The way Caitlin Clark was treated in the postgame recently was absolutely disgusting, and served as a tipping point for many supporters. Instead of protecting her star player from the unnecessary noise, her antics and body language suggested a coach who is more interested in protecting her own ego than building a cohesive unit. You cannot treat the reason for the league's explosion with that kind of disrespect and expect people to stay silent. It was a public display of dysfunction that has now forced the internal drama into the bright lights of national scrutiny. And there is no turning back now.
Storm, and the way that happens is by Caitlin Clark going rogue and doing her thing. Damn what everybody else think. It's a pecking order. Caitlin Clark is the lead dog in charge. Everybody else needs to fall in line. If that happens, I have full confidence that the Indiana Fever will beat the Seattle Storm. The Seattle Storm. Come on, man. Come on. Caitlin Clark needs to go rogue and do her thing and not be worried about Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell and all this stuff. Play like you played in the fourth quarter. I don't even care if the shot's not going in. Get them up. I want to see another.
The pressure finally caused Stephanie White to snap, as she's been caught running from the very social media platforms that used to praise her. You can only get sued by the public for so long before the mental strain shows. And her recent antics in the post-game pressers have been nothing short of a defensive meltdown. People are finally airing her out for the disrespectful way she's handled Caitlin Clark. And the cracks in her professional composure are becoming impossible to hide. When a coach starts feeling the heat from the fans this intensely, they usually start making even more desperate and irrational decisions on the court.
We saw everybody miss layup. Everybody, including Caitlin Clark, everybody needs to make their layups. It is a simple thing. Everybody's making good money. Make your damn layups. Come on, ladies. Come on, make your layups. It's a layup for a reason, okay? That is the number 2 key. The number 3 thing is going to be the defensive end of the floor. We got to stay in front of ball handlers, okay? Because if we want to play fast, you can't play that fast if you're taking the ball out of the net every play. We got to play.
However, the blame doesn't stop with the coaching staff because Amber Cook and Kelly Crossoff need to be on the grill getting cooked up as well. The management team has watched this slow-motion disaster unfold without stepping in to correct the course, which makes them complicit in the destruction of this season. It's one thing to have a coach who is struggling, but it's another thing entirely to have a front office that refuses to hold that coach accountable for a toxic environment. The entire organization is under fire right now. And unless someone takes charge, the Indiana Fever will remain a punchline instead of a powerhouse.
That's what I need to happen. The number 4 thing, Stephanie White, when we are on offense, zip your lips, and that's it. Just sit there, zip your lips, and let Caitlin Clark do what she's going to do. When they go on defense, do whatever you want. I don't really care, whatever. But when we are on offense, you zip your lips and don't say. That is the 4th key. The 5th key is Kelsey Mitchell pass the goddamn ball sometime. I'm just going to keep it real. Kelsey Mitchell, come up off the ball every once in a while. You don't have to shoot every time you touch it. Those are my 5 keys for the Indiana Fever. Keys to victory. Stephanie White, you better get it.
The upcoming matchup against the Seattle Storm is a must-win game in the truest sense of the word, but the vibes are currently at an all-time low. Seattle is coming in without Dominique Malona, their leading scorer, rebounder, and shot blocker. If the Fever can't capitalize on a team missing their best interior presence, then there truly is no hope for this current regime. There are no more excuses left to hide behind. You are facing a depleted roster, and if you still can't find a way to win, it confirms that the problem isn't the talent on the floor, but the person holding the clipboard on the sideline. Caitlin Clark needs to realize that her only path to success right now is to go completely rogue and ignore the coaching staff's restrictions. We saw what happened in the fourth quarter of the last game when she finally stopped trying to fit into a broken system and started playing her brand of basketball. She needs to be aggressive, shoot the logo threes, and throw those full-court passes. Regardless of what Stephanie White says in the huddle, Clark is the lead dog in this fight, and everyone else needs to fall in line behind her or they need to get out of the way before they cause any more damage. The fake pecking order that has been established in this locker room is a total joke that is holding the entire franchise back. There is no world where Kelsey Mitchell or anyone else should be taking priority over the woman who is the sole reason these arenas are sold out. This isn't an equal opportunity situation. This is the Clark show, and the sooner the rest of the roster accepts that, the sooner they can actually start winning games. When you have a generational talent, you build everything around them. You don't ask them to sacrifice their game to make veterans who can't even get an assist feel better. I want to see Caitlin Clark take 28 shots a game if that's what it takes to get this offense moving in the right direction. I don't care if the shots aren't falling initially. The volume and the threat of her scoring are what create gravity for everyone else. When she becomes passive to appease the coaching staff, the entire team suffers and the defense has an easy time taking her out of the game. Going rogue isn't just a suggestion at this point, it's a survival mechanism for a player who is being stifled by a coach who clearly doesn't understand the weapon she has in her arsenal. The basic fundamentals of this team have also completely fallen off a cliff, which points to a lack of focus during practice sessions. We are seeing professional athletes like Monique Billings and Michaela Timpson missing wide-open layups that should be automatic at this level. It's hard to play fast and transition-heavy basketball when you can't even finish the simplest plays at the rim. This epidemic of missed layups is a symptom of a team that is playing with too much tension and not enough rhythm, likely because they are constantly looking over their shoulders at a coach who is ready to snap. Defensively, the Indiana Fever have been a revolving door, allowing opposing ball handlers to get wherever they want on the floor. You can't play at a high pace if you're constantly taking the ball out of the net because your perimeter defenders are getting blown by on every single possession. Kelsey Mitchell needs to realize that if she's going to jack up shots on one end, she better be a lockdown defender on the other.